You're listening to Radio Mayapur with the best devotional, meditation, kirtan music, and inspirational podcast. This is Radio Mayapur. So we're here today with Krsna Vijaya. Thank you for coming to Radio Mayapur.
Thank you for inviting.
And today we're going to talk about a couple things. Krsna Vijaya is the general manager of ISKCON Mayapur and has a very important department within ISKCON Mayapur. And we're going to talk about his department and how his department works and why his department is, what value it is to the community and what he can do for us and his responsibilities. And we're going to talk about how Prabhu became a devotee, which is what Radio Mayapur is known for. We do podcast on the life and times of devotees. And we've got about 80 devotees that we've done, and the response has been very good with people wanting to see how Krsna Vijaya became a devotee and what he does. So you're the general manager. What does the general manager of ISKCON Mayapur do?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So the general manager, right now we have two general managers for ISKCON Mayapur. So particularly my role as a general manager, I deal with the community and in devotees in general with their issues. Apart from that, I look after different department and divisions of ISKCON Mayapur as a general manager. One is dealing with the Western devotees, their FRO related issues. That's one department which deals with the Western devotees who come to Mayapur. And since when they are here, they have to register with the Foreign Regional Registration Office. And there many times devotees have problem communicating. So we do the, helping devotees with that. And also many Western devotees, they come to live in Mayapur, and during their course, some of them also come to live and, leave their body.
Yes.
So we also help devotees in that, in terms of coordinating with the concerned consulate at the embassy, and also with the FRO, and also with the police, so that their last rites are performed as per, their desire. So that's one of the department, which is FRO. The other department currently I'm looking after is the communication department. So I'm the communication head for ISKCON Mayapur. So I'll be, dealing with different guests visiting, cultivating them, whether it's, different bureaucrats, political parties, whether it's the judicial, from people from judicial side, and also the police. So I do also cultivate the police. I have a team, dedicated team, who are assisting me in this. So with police, we coordinate also for different festivals. They come and help us to organize festivals, take care of the law and order. So that's one department. The another department looking after is I'm also the media head for ISKCON Mayapur. So I have a dedicated team which deals with the media and for different festivals or what is happening in Mayapur. They're reporting to the media people.
Oh, you have the media department also?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's public relations from Mayapur.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And also the secretariat, which is basically coordinating with the Mayapur co-directors. So that's another department which I'm looking after. So these are some of the departments which, as a general manager, I'm looking after. And time to time, the management thinks, maybe they think that there is a new service and they give me. So, yes.
The FFRO group, you liaison with the MCS building and Mukunda in the MCS building.
Yes, the visa office, which is now. So I do liaison with them. They are actually like a back-end team, which is helping ISKCON Mayapur management for the Western devotees to come. So they do the background work and all the applications, everything they process. And then they send the letters to me for signing. As a general manager, I sign all the invitation letters.
So for the foreigners in Mayapur, actually the MCS building is their first stop.
Yes.
Yeah, they go there first and work with Mukunda to work through that process. Yes. Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about the media and police. That's a very big responsibility within your group. Do you have associates that you work with that help work with the police and the media?
In terms of police, I have a team, and myself, we directly deal with the police. We also cultivate them, right from the local police, a constable, up to the state, the director general. So all these different level of police, they come to Mayapur for visiting purpose as well. So we do take care of them. At the same time, since Mayapur is a big place and one of the biggest tourist destination in West Bengal, so when there are festivals or holidays, there are a lot of footfall in Mayapur. So we also take their help in organizing this, and they also time to time help us in different law and orders issue. And Mayapur is growing. We have more than 7,000 plus community members. So every day there are some issues with different community devotees. They may need some help of police in terms of theft, in terms of any other domestic violence, so on. So we also help devotees to register their complaints with the police.
Your day-to-day responsibility it appears to me to be touching on all of these things on a regular basis.
Yes.
That is the core of your responsibility, to touch all of these things, because I imagine everything you mentioned does come up almost daily.
Yes.
What are some of the team members in your office, the main office that you work in? What are some of their responsibilities?
So I have Anupam Srivas Prabhu, who is my secretary, and he also assists me with different secretarial work. Plus, wherever there is a need, if any of my other assistants not there, so he also helps in taking care of that particular area. So he's an all-rounder helping me. And then I have Keshav, who is also helping me with again a different one more all-rounder who whenever the management gives me new department, so he's the person I use him to, for whenever I need some manpower there. So then I have now newly joined Kaushik Prabhu, who is assisting me with again dealing with some local issues, and also with my different other meeting with any local the government or local politicians or so. So that's and then I have few other devotees who are assisting in arranging paperwork and coordinating with the treasury and department. So that's the core team in my office right now. And obviously, I forgot to mention Subhendu Madhav Das, who is assisting me dealing with police right now. So this is the team which sits with me in my office. Then I have a team which sits in the Lotus building, which dealing with the communication department. I have Shanta Gauranga Prabhu, who is helping me dealing with different guests, taking care of them. And I have Damodar Prabhu also, who is assisting in the same department. And we have a bunch of devotees who are helping in the kitchen area of that VIP, the communication department, who are taking care of different needs of the guest. They cook very nice prasadam, so guests are always happy. So that's one area. Then with the media department, I have Rasik Gauranga Prabhu, one of the senior brahmachari devotee, who has been taking care of the media department for a long time. So he assisted by one more devotee. So there are two devotees there. And we had one more devotee who was assisting us with the national media. Right now, that place is empty. We are looking for somebody who can help us.
And you're overseeing all these people.
Yes. So, and then we have Kinchan Balaram Prabhu, who is part of the secretariat, and he is there. So this is currently the devotees or the departments I'm taking care of.
Well, this large responsibility comes with challenges.
Yes.
And Mayapur is growing. Well, it's not that Mayapur is growing. Mayapur is not only growing, but Mayapur is changing. And what challenges with this very large job you have do you have now, and do you see coming on the horizon? There must be some reoccurring issues that Mayapur is always facing.
Yes, definitely. As you mentioned, when I came first to Mayapur, there are very less community devotees. Now I see more than 7,000 devotees, and different devotees coming from different background. And some are very new, some are like experienced or mature devotees. So they come also with some issues, when people are coming from different backgrounds. So that is very challenging. And I think the number of issues which we dealing right now has increased 10 times what I see a few years back we were dealing with. So it's challenging in that sense. And also post-COVID, we see a footfall has been increased in Mayapur. So we see previously we used to have 6 months of peak period.
Yes.
From, let's say, winter, October to March. And then after that, there was very less crowd used to come. But post-COVID, whole year is busy period for Mayapur. So it's challenging in sense of we have to take care of the pilgrims, the crowd movement, and when it comes to there are different festivals which happen in Mayapur where you have a lot of devotee gatherings. So devotees and pilgrims to manage, and along that we also see that a lot of people who come also to misuse. I mean to say, there are some thieves. We see some people who come to create some nuisance. So we also our team with security and police, they're vigilant to see what is happening. And so it's challenging. And also, since we are in a place where geopolitics has a big role to play, so we also are very careful to see that our surrounding, since we have a big community, that things are properly managed. There's no issue with other communities. So it's a challenge, and I see that with the new temple coming up, the footfall will increase more, and then we'll have we have to be more vigilant to take care of this.
I've noticed that my personal experience, the security in Mayapur seems very good. That team seems to have grown. Who is heading up that team besides you right now, and can you give me some idea of the size of the security team in Mayapur?
Yes. I was taking care of the security department last 2 years, more than 2 years. So we have almost 250 security personnels who are serving round the clock, 24 hours in 3 shifts. And currently, Sarva Palak Prabhu, who is leading the department. And we are in touch because for festivals, and for different other peak period, I have to coordinate with him, with the security and the police. So yes, they have a very tough job to do, because dealing with pilgrims is one thing. They also have to deal with the community and visiting devotees. Everybody's coming with different mood. So taking care of them is a bit challenge. And last two years, we are trying to also train them on regular basis so that they also develop their skills in terms of hospitality. It was a big challenge because many of them are from the nearby local villages and not from good education background. So
there was a recent training program.
Yes.
Very nice. I read the report. It was a very comprehensive training program over a 3-day period of 70 people in each class. It's a big training program for security.
Yes.
It's very nice.
And that's going to continue every 3 to 6 months. The training will go on so that they can learn. And not just, they will also be educated in speaking English, because we have a lot of international devotees. So we need security also to understand basic English, and they can communicate with the devotees.
Well, I don't expect you to know the answer to my question I'm going to ask here, but give your best guess. What do you think is going to transpire in Mayapur as the footfall grows much larger once the TOVP is open? What is going to happen to petrol-powered motorcycles and scooters within Mayapur? What do you think is going to happen?
So with there was a transport policy, which was passed by the higher management of Mayapur. And it's because, you see, with the new temple, the whole campus has to be free from all this vehicle movement. So And also management is planning to have e-vehicles which can help, like e-buses, which can help devotees to commute from one place to other place. And with the core area of the temple, there will be restrictions on movement of the two-wheelers. The initial plan was to stop the petrol vehicles and start, the e-vehicles for some time, and then eventually after 1 or 2 years to completely stop all these vehicles inside the temple. And also in the master plan, they have different, like roads which the devotee community can use for two-wheelers, which are not in the core area.
Well, there's deliveries of produce and other things.
That they will have a designated roads to access. And then the use of bullock carts, that's also is there part of the master plan. They are also planning to have a specific road for that. Mm-hmm. So the idea is to go green, the campus.
That would be very nice. One of the things I wanted to ask you about is it's very important. You have the media department, the public relations underneath you, and what can public relations do to expand the reach of Mayapur's community so that more globally, more information gets out? Here on Radio Mayapur, the top podcast we have done, which surprised me, was when we started doing podcasts of different departments in Mayapur, the number of viewers, and we also have audio, the number of listeners skyrocketed. And we did a podcast on the future of the hospital. And it was amazing. It was a 20-fold increase in the number of people. And when I looked at the demographics of the viewer, it was global. Everybody in the world. And the listen to the end rate was in the 80% category. So this podcast we're doing here is going to get a lot of listen. But what can be done to help promote Mayapur globally?
So we have some plans which we are working on it. One is to have as a communication department and even with the PR department, to have our own social media accounts where we will also publish our daily events, activities, what is happening in Mayapur, different festivals. Along with that, because since Mayapur is a spiritual headquarters of ISKCON, the devotees who always wait for different news, and there's so many things happening in terms of, let's say, the new temple is coming up, and every time there are different festivals which are introduced. So we are planning so that each, on daily basis, all the regular updates are shared through social medias. Now, the social media has, a lot of followers, compared to now the regular, paper media. So where you see that people, the viewers are very less. So now social media has, take over everything. So we wanted to have our presence there, active presence, and share regular updates of Mayapur. And also sometime when devotees have certain concerns, they want to know what's happening, what is the status of anything, any project in Mayapur. So that can be shared there. So that's the plan.
How did you get this job? This is a big job. This is a big job with a lot of responsibility. How did you end up in this job?
I was in the finance department before of Mayapur, since I'm from finance background. And when there was an opportunity in the management, though I'm from finance background, I like to be in the administration. So that's how I got into administration. And since then, that was in 2015. Since then, I've been given different responsibilities based on, whenever there is a need. I was also looking after the school, Bhaktivedanta National School, for a few months because there was a need. I was also the hospital manager for some time. I was also the central procurement head for ISKCON Mayapur. So, and also different other departments as well. So whenever the management felt that there is a need, so many places I was asked to take over. And So I've been doing all this service. I learned a lot while doing the services, and also from different senior devotees who are in Mayapur. So I have learned a lot of uh, lessons how to run different departments, and I feel that it's good to keep myself engaged.
Oh, yes. Doing seva keeps us out of trouble. Absolutely. Your family's from India?
Yes.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hyderabad, and I studied there.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I went to university, and then I was planning to do my post-graduation, but some or other got inspired to not to study much. I thought that time, what is the use of studying so much, when you want to become a devotee?
How did you become a devotee? What inspired you to follow devotees?
My maternal uncle, actually, he joined ISKCON 1995. So then I started going to temple along with my other family members. So after that, Krishna attracted us, especially his prasadam. So we used to go regularly to temple, meet devotees. And that's how the journey started, spiritual journey. But I was very inquisitive from childhood. I used to inquire, who is God? And I used to see different religion. In Hyderabad, we have, people following, like there are Hindus, there's Muslims, there's Christians, there's Sindhis. So there are different people, the community there practicing their own religion. So I used to inquire, who is God? God cannot be many. And then even in Hinduism, we have this concept of Brahma, Shiva, Ganesh, Vishnu, different gods. So I used to think, no, God must be one person, cannot be many. So when I came to ISKCON, when I started reading Srila Prabhupada books, I understood, and all my questions answer I got from Srila Prabhupada's book. So that's how my journey started, and then started doing my Bhakti Vriksha, Bhakti Shastri from Hyderabad, ISKCON Hyderabad. I joined ISKCON Secundrabad. I used to go there regularly.
What year did you start?
1996. And then after some time, I started visiting ISKCON Hyderabad, but because it's very near to my house, and then started meeting devotees. And then also with my uncle, I did few projects, organizing Rath Yatra, etc. And when I finished my studies, I came to Mayapur. I was looking for some service because I was very inspired.
Were you sent to Mayapur, or did you just come to Mayapur?
I just came myself.
That's the first problem right there. You show up, there's so much service there, immediately you get to put work. Yes.
So
what happened after you got to Mayapur?
So I came to Mayapur 2009. I was a part of the TOVP that time. And I could not survive here because I came on my own.
Yeah.
So after some time, I left back to Mayapur. After my, obviously, university, I was working in a corporate company. But during that period, I came to Mayapur and I saw their service opportunity. So once after a year or so, I came to Mayapur. I thought I'll be here, do service for Mayapur. But some or other I could not manage, so I left Mayapur. And then I came back in 2010. And then since then, I stayed back here in Mayapur. Obviously, that was my Guru Maharaj's inspiration. Actually, he instructed me to go to Mayapur. And so I came. I was married. I came with my wife. And I feel a lot of difference because initially I came my own self and I could not stay. But next, when my Guru Maharaj asked me to go to Mayapur and serve, because we both were working there in Hyderabad, and but he didn't like us to work there in corporate because my wife, she was working for a company which was serving some of the departments of American healthcare. So she used to work for night shift. So he said, you would like to become owl in next life? Because you're working for night shifts. So then he said, he instructed us to go to Mayapur. It's a big project here. He said, you're young, so you can engage, do some service for ISKCON Mayapur. That's how we came to Mayapur. And we are here last 14 plus years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very, very good. You have children?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Well, this has been very enlivening, and I'm very glad you came here. I have a couple questions about Krishna consciousness I'd like to ask you. What is it about devotional service that you personally get the most enjoyment out of? What there is enjoyment in seva, there is enjoyment in doing service for devotees, and there's some reward, there's maintenance. We all know that. But what are you enjoying about Krishna consciousness? What is the thing that you like about Krishna consciousness?
One thing which attracted me into Krishna consciousness in the beginning was the prasadam.
Yes.
So we used to have a Sunday Bhakti Vriksha classes in Hyderabad, and that time the temple used to serve nice khichdi prasad. So not just me, I found later many devotees used to just come to Bhakti Vriksha class so that they can have khichdi prasadam. It was very nice prasad. So then after that, I started, getting into Srila Prabhupada books, and I have learned a lot. And whenever I feel that any challenges I face, I open Prabhupada books and I get answers to all my questions. And so books, something which attracts me. And obviously with service in the management, I could not, studies a lot, but I tried joining few courses with the Mayapur Institute. I finished my Bhakti Vaibhav, and last few years I'm waiting to join the Bhakti Vedanta. So at least through these courses, I get time to read more Srila Prabhupada books in detail, in depth. So that's one. And I think what inspires me more is my spiritual master. He has been instructing as a guide for us, for many years. Like we have two aspects of a spiritual master. One is of a guru, and when he's playing the role of a guru is very heavy, and he's cutting all your material attachment. So, and also as a father, that is very loving and caring, and which keeps you in Krishna consciousness. So I think this is one very important thing for us personally, me and my wife, that we have got a lot of association of our spiritual master and a lot of instructions. So that always keeps us in Krishna consciousness. And we try whenever we take some time out and we go and meet him wherever, whether in Vrindavan or in Mayapur, we try to associate with him and get surcharge, and then that helps us to serve, whatever services we are doing in Mayapur. So this is really very for us. Also that sadhana, that's one thing which I think also keeping us in Mayapur in Krishna consciousness, and this is what also my spiritual master is very heavy on, that he wants us to finish our morning programs nicely. So I think that also helped a lot, So because doing different services in Mayapur is very challenging. Sometimes also a lot of risk is involved. But I feel with when you're doing your sadhana well, and also, you are having mercy of Guru and Gauranga, I think that helps you to go on. And I see that practically. I have a lot of experience of this, that there were different challenges I faced, and I see their mercy always. And Mayapur is a place where you have a lot of different Vaishnavas who are visiting, and we have a lot of resident Vaishnavas like yourself. We have many Prabhupada disciples whom I always get inspired with. They have been serving out, even they have gone through different struggles, both in the society and outside. So, but still their dedication to Srila Prabhupada and so many years they have been serving, that also inspires me. So I have many of Srila Prabhupada disciples. I take their association in Mayapur, and also some visiting devotees. So Mayapur is a place where there is no you always see there is some good association. So that also keeps us going, because we also take pleasure serving devotees. And my wife, she likes to cook sometime, there are different devotees coming. So we have prasadam. So serve them prasadam and also take their association, take their guidance. So this all things, I think, which always keeping us, going in Krishna consciousness.
Well, it's a very big, challenging job in a very rapidly growing organization. And we're very grateful that you've taken the time to come here today and explain to us how this works and what your department does. I think many people will be appreciative knowing that how it is organized and what is going on. So is there anything you'd like to leave our visitors with today about Mayapur that you could give some instruction to for something they could do for Mayapur, something they can contribute to Mayapur, whether it's people from around the world or visitors or pilgrims that come here or the residents here? What message could you give them that they might be able to help Mayapur?
Srila Prabhupada wanted devotees to come to India and come to the Holy Dham, especially Vrindavan, Mayapur, and to get inspired and get the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I think Mayapur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. My personal experience that, even you do some offense, Mahaprabhu is forgiving. But again, my experience in Vrindavan, because generally in Kartik, I go to Vrindavan with my spiritual master. So anything, even small mistake, you get heavy punishment. You can see immediate some reactions. So Mahaprabhu is very magnanimous, very merciful. So devotees can come and take Mahaprabhu's blessings. And this movement should go on. With the new temple coming up, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prediction that every town, every village, there will be people coming from different culture, different background. We already have more than 80 plus from different countries. Devotees come, stay here in Mayapur. So devotees can take that opportunity, come to Mayapur, practice devotional service. And with the community, yes, we have a community now which is growing day by day. And so we need a lot of devotees who can, come forward, voluntarily help in temple doing different service. Temple cannot just run with bunch of devotees. We also need volunteers, the devotees who think this is my temple. So devotees come forward, help in different services. And when I see that wherever there is a gathering of community devotees involved in some festival, and they do a lot of nice things. So there's an opportunity for devotees whenever there are festivals, they come, engage, and serve. And that Prabhupada wanted that we have that love and trust among ourselves. I think that is one thing which is much needed in ISKCON right now. We have devotees from different generations, first, second, now third generation devotees. So as a family, we should look forward, contributing for Srila Prabhupada. So that's very important. We should come out from that narrow mind, thing, and then start for the higher purpose for Srila Prabhupada, what he wanted us. As I was mentioning, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted us that devotees from different background, they come to Mayapur, they can practice Krishna consciousness. So we create that environment where people from different background can come peacefully practice Krishna consciousness. It's very important. And devotees from around the world looking for that. Mayapur is a place where people think that, Prabhupada wanted it to be an ideal Vedic village, Vedic city. So we have a long way to go. So we ourselves, we practice and then we preach to others.
Well, thank you very much for coming today. We very much appreciate your message and hearing about what you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You're listening to Radio Mayapur with the best devotional, meditation, kirtan music, and inspirational podcast. This is Radio Mayapur.